They are the titans of the deep, navigating the vast oceans with ancient wisdom. But sometimes, something goes terribly wrong. Dozens, even hundreds, of majestic whales suddenly abandon the abyss, driven to their agonizing deaths on our shores. For decades, it was a mystery, but a new, terrifying pattern has emerged, a pattern linked not to nature's whim, but to a silent, unseen force. Tonight, Vault of Shadows plunges into the dark waters of suspicion to investigate the cryptic whale strandings and the chilling sonic weapon theories. Is humanity's quest for security accidentally unleashing a sonic devastation upon the ocean's gentle giants? The ocean. The ocean, a realm of majestic silence, home to some of Earth's most intelligent and ancient beings, whales. For millions of years, they have navigated its vastness with uncanny precision. But sometimes, something goes terribly wrong. Dozens, sometimes hundreds, of these magnificent creatures suddenly, inexplicably, abandon the depths, driven ashore to their agonizing deaths. For decades, these mass strandings were largely attributed to natural causes, disease, navigation errors, or rough weather. But as the frequency and scale of these events escalated, a disturbing pattern began to emerge. A pattern linked not to nature's whim, but to a silent, unseen force. Tonight, Vault of Shadows plunges into the dark waters of suspicion to investigate the cryptic whale strandings and the chilling sonic weapon theories. Is humanity's quest for security accidentally unleashing a sonic devastation upon the ocean's gentle giants? March 2000. The pristine, shallow waters of the Bahamas became a scene of marine tragedy. 17 whales and dolphins, mostly beaked whales, stranded themselves across a 200-mile stretch. 8 died. The event was unusual, not just for its scale, but for its location and timing. Necropsies revealed a disturbing anomaly. Hemorrhages and lesions around the whale's brains, ears, and internal organs. These weren't signs of disease or old age. This was trauma. Simultaneously, the U.S. Navy was conducting high-power sonar exercises in the immediate vicinity. A groundbreaking report from the U.S. government later linked these specific naval exercises to the stranding. It was a smoking gun. The sonar, designed to detect submarines, emitted powerful pulses of sound that could disorient, injure, and even kill marine mammals. The whales, particularly the deep-diving beaked whales, were effectively blown out of the water, suffering severe acoustic trauma. The Bahamas stranding was a grim wake-up call, proving that human-made noise wasn't just an annoyance, it was a deadly force. The Bahamas incident was not an isolated event. It was just the clearest, most undeniable link in a rapidly growing chain. Our oceans are becoming increasingly noisy. Commercial shipping, oil and gas, exploration, using seismic air, and particularly military sonar, are creating an unprecedented cacophony underwater. Seismic airguns, used to map the seafloor, produce some of the loudest man-made sounds, capable of traveling for thousands of miles. They can cause temporary or permanent hearing loss, disrupt feeding, and drive marine life from critical habitats. But military sonar, specifically mid-frequency active MFA sonar, is the most controversial. MFA sonar operates in a frequency range particularly sensitive to whales. It's designed to detect stealth submarines, sending out powerful pings that can reach 235 decibels at the source. Sounds so intense, it would rupture human eardrums at close range. For whales, whose entire lives depend on sound for navigation, hunting, and communication, it's like a grenade going off in their world. Why are whales so vulnerable to these sonic weapons? It comes down to their unique biology. Whales, especially deep divers like beaked whales, rely on acute hearing and echolocation to survive. Their inner ears are incredibly complex, designed to withstand immense pressure and detect the faintest sounds. The prevailing theory is that exposure to intense sonar causes what scientists call the bends or decompression sickness. Whales can react to sonar by panicking and ascending too rapidly from the deep. This rapid ascent, combined with the acoustic trauma, can cause nitrogen bubbles to form in their blood and tissues, similar to what happens to human divers who surface too quickly. This leads to internal bleeding, organ damage, and disoriented swimming, ultimately driving them to strand. It's a cruel irony. The very mechanism that allows them to thrive in the deep, their sensitivity to sound and unique physiology, becomes their undoing when faced with our artificial, weaponized acoustics. They are literally being driven to their deaths by sounds they cannot escape. Despite growing scientific consensus and calls for stricter regulations, mass strandings continue from the Canary Islands to the coasts of Greece and the Pacific Northwest. The pattern persists, often coinciding with naval exercises or intense seismic surveys. This has fueled darker theories. Some believe certain governments are experimenting with advanced sonic weapons, not just for anti-submarine warfare, but potentially for other, more clandestine purposes. Could these weapons be inadvertently, or even intentionally, tested in areas where marine life is known to congregate? The sheer power and classified nature of some military sonar programs naturally invite suspicion. Critics argue that transparency is lacking, and that the true extent of these sonic weapons' impact on marine life and potentially human health is being downplayed or hidden. Is it truly accidental, or are we witnessing the collateral damage of a silent technological arms race in the deep? The cryptic whale strandings are a stark reminder of humanity's profound impact on the natural world, even in the seemingly vast and untouched depths of the ocean. Whether through the direct lethality of sonar, the insidious creep of ocean noise, pollution, or perhaps even darker, unspoken experiments, we are changing the very fabric of the marine environment. The majestic song of the whale, once a beacon of the ocean's wild heart, is being drowned out by the metallic shriek of our technology. As we push the boundaries of sound for defense and discovery, the price is being paid by the ocean's most sensitive inhabitants. The question remains, can we silence the sonic weapons before the ocean's silent scream becomes its final lament?